Dubai just declared war on reality, and the battlefield is hospitality. While the rest of the world builds hotels with lobbies and room service, Dubai decided those rules were for quitters. What you're about to see isn't architecture. It's what happens when unlimited money collides with zero fear of failure. 10 hotels that make tomorrow look like it showed up early. And the wildest part, half of them have problems nobody saw coming. This starts with a hotel that takes luxury and drowns it. Literally, the floating Venice. There's a hotel off the coast of Dubai where your bedroom is 40 feet underwater, and the ocean is your roommate. The floating Venice doesn't sit on land. It floats on a platform anchored to the seabed with entire suites submerged beneath the surface. Floor-to-ceiling glass wraps around you in a full circle. And sharks glide past while you're trying to sleep. The engineering behind this thing almost killed the project 3 times. Water pressure at that depth doesn't care about luxury. It wants to crush glass and flood rooms. Engineers had to invent new sealing technology just to make the windows hold. The price tag for one night in the underwater suites, rumored to be around $25,000. That's not a typo. For that amount, you get 360-degree ocean views, a bed surrounded by bioluminescent lighting, and the constant low hum of water pressing against reinforced glass. Some guests say it's meditative. Others report they couldn't shake the feeling that one crack would end everything. But if sleeping underwater feels too calm, the next hotel will spin that comfort right out of you. The rotating tower. Picture a hotel where every floor rotates independently, and your room's view changes every hour whether you want it to or not. The rotating tower is 80 stories of controlled chaos. Each level spins at different speeds, voice activated by guests who can choose their rotation or stop it entirely. In theory, it's genius. In practice, reports claim guests experience motion sickness even when the floors move slowly. The mechanics are insane. Each floor sits on a giant turntable with independent motors. You can be facing the ocean at breakfast and staring at the desert by lunch without leaving your chair. The building's silhouette shifts constantly because the floors don't align. From the outside, it looks like the whole structure is melting in slow motion. Engineers say the rotation system is perfectly safe. Guests say it's perfectly nauseating. Some loved it. Others checked out early, claiming they couldn't handle the subtle, constant movement messing with their inner ear. And just when you think rotating floors are extreme, wait until you see what happens when someone tries to build a rainforest in a furnace. The rainforest in the sand. They built a hotel with a real rainforest inside, and it's in the middle of a desert where summer temperatures hit 120 degrees. The Oasis Biodome Hotel is a climate-controlled glass structure housing over 1,000 imported trees, waterfalls, and humidity thick enough to make your clothes stick to your skin the second you walk in. This wasn't just ambitious, it was borderline reckless. Reports surfaced that nearly 40% of the trees died within the first 6 months. Transplanting tropical ecosystems into artificial environments turned out to be harder than anyone admitted. There were whispers of a cover-up, with dead trees quietly replaced before guests noticed. Then there's the water consumption. Rumors suggest the hotel uses more water daily than some small towns, all to keep a fake jungle alive in one of the driest places on Earth. Environmental groups have raised concerns, but the hotel operates like nothing's wrong. Inside, it's stunning. Mist hangs in the air, birds fly between branches, and wooden walkways snake through dense foliage. Outside, it's a glass dome sitting in endless sand, burning through resources to maintain a fantasy. But that's just one ecosystem. The next hotel is an entire city stacked vertically. The vertical metropolis. Imagine a hotel so tall it has its own zip codes. The vertical metropolis is 160 floors of everything. Restaurants, shopping malls, parks, schools, offices, and yes, hotel rooms. This isn't a building, it's a city that refused to spread out and decided to go straight up instead. The engineering required technology that didn't exist when construction started. Elevators traveling 160 floors at normal speed would take forever, so they invented magnetic propulsion systems that move cabins at speeds that make your stomach drop. Some units are faster than others, and there's been talk of passengers experiencing brief moments of weightlessness during rapid ascents. The building has its own weather patterns. Air currents inside the central atrium create localized wind that sometimes messes with drone deliveries between floors. Yes, drone deliveries between floors. Because walking isn't futuristic enough. From the ground, the vertical metropolis looks like it punched a hole in the sky. From the top, you can see the curvature of the Earth. People live, work, and vacation here without ever leaving. Some haven't set foot on actual ground in months, but if living in the sky feels surreal, the next hotel tries to disappear entirely. The Invisible Hotel. There's a hotel in Dubai you can barely see, and that's the whole point. The Mirage Tower is covered in adaptive mirrored panels that reflect the surroundings so perfectly, the building seems to vanish. During the day, it's sky and clouds. At sunset, it's fire. At night, it's darkness interrupted only by faint glowing windows. It's breathtaking. It's also a disaster for drones. Multiple reports claim delivery drones have crashed into the building because their sensors couldn't detect it. The mirrors don't just reflect light, they confuse navigation systems. There's been the speculation that the hotel had to install warning beacons after several incidents. Why? Though officials deny anything serious happened. For influencers and photographers, the Mirage Tower is a nightmare. It photographs beautifully, but you can't actually see the building clearly in most shots. It blends into the background, making it look like people are posing in front of nothing. The aesthetic is cool until you realize the hotel's main feature is also its biggest liability. But vanishing into the skyline is one thing. The next hotel went in the opposite direction and burrowed into the earth. The Ice Palace beneath the sand. 200 feet below the desert, there's a hotel made of ice. The Sub-Zero Palace is a frozen wonderland buried under some of the hottest sand on the planet. You descend in glass elevators that drop through rock, and suddenly you're in a glittering hall of ice sculptures, frozen waterfalls, and rooms carved from solid blocks. The temperature inside stays at a constant 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Above you, the desert bakes at 120. The energy required to maintain this is staggering. Reports claim the cooling system burns enough electricity to power a small city, and the operational costs are classified because they're apparently embarrassing. There's been talk that the hotel operates at a massive loss, kept alive purely as a flex. Guests wear provided thermal gear, sleep in ice beds lined with furs, and drink cocktails from glasses carved out of frozen water. It's surreal, uncomfortable, and undeniably unique. Some love the novelty, others say it's a gimmick that gets old fast, especially when you remember you're paying premium rates to be cold and underground. But if frozen luxury feels too static, the next hotel brings something to life that probably shouldn't be: the holographic hotel. Walk into the Infinity Mirage and you're greeted by a concierge who doesn't exist. Holographic AI staff appear throughout the hotel, life-size projections that talk, gesture, and guide you to your room. It's impressive for about 10 minutes. Then it gets weird. Guests report feeling watched constantly because the holograms require sensors everywhere to function. Cameras track movement to make projections interactive, which means the entire hotel is under surveillance. Privacy advocates have raised concerns, but the hotel insists data isn't stored. Some believe that, others don't. The holograms themselves are unsettling. They're realistic enough to look human, but just off enough to trigger that uncanny valley feeling. Staff members who aren't projections say guests sometimes try to shake hands with holograms or hold doors for them. The technology is cutting edge, but the experience has been described as living inside a simulation that's slightly broken. Still, the hotel is fully booked. People want to experience it, even if they leave feeling slightly paranoid. And if AI companions feel invasive, the next concept takes physics itself and bends it sideways. The Infinity Pool Tower. Paul. They built a swimming pool that wraps around the entire exterior of a 60-story building, and you can swim vertically between floors. The Aquaspiral Tower has a continuous pool spiraling up the outside like a watery ramp. Transparent sections let you see straight down, and there are connection points where you can swim from one level to another. It's equal parts incredible and terrifying. The engineering required pressurization systems to keep water flowing upward against gravity. Pumps work constantly to maintain the spiral, and safety regulations for a vertical pool literally didn't exist, so they had to be written from scratch. There have been whispers of close calls, moments where current shifted unexpectedly, or glass panels showed microfractures under pressure. Nothing confirmed, nothing denied. Just rumors that circulate among staff who've seen things they won't discuss publicly. Guests say swimming 200 feet above the ground in a transparent tube is a rush unlike anything else. Others say it's a heart attack waiting to happen. But even gravity-defying pools can't compete with what came next. The zero-gravity penthouse. For $50,000, you get 3 minutes of weightlessness in a hotel suite. The Apex penthouse has a chamber that uses parabolic flight technology, the same system astronauts train with, built directly into the room. You strap in, the chamber seals, and for 180 seconds, you float. It's being marketed as the ultimate luxury experience. In reality, there's been talk of medical incidents. Parabolic flight makes people nauseous. Some guests reportedly passed out. Others vomited mid-float. The hotel requires signed waivers and medical clearance, but rumors suggest several participants had adverse reactions that were kept very quiet. Still, bookings are solid. People want to experience weightlessness without going to space, and they're willing to pay obscene amounts for it. The fact that it might make them violently ill doesn't seem to matter. And for the final project, Dubai built something that moves like it's alive. The Living Hotel. The Metamorphosis Tower has a facade that changes shape based on weather, and sometimes it doesn't change back correctly. Thousands of mechanical panels shift and reconfigure, creating different patterns and forms. When it works, it's mesmerizing. When it doesn't, parts of the building freeze mid-transformation, leaving sections stuck in half-completed shapes. Dubai zum Beispiel, guests have reported waking up to find their exterior wall panels in different positions than the night before. Engineers insist it's all controlled, but there are whispers of system glitches causing unexpected movements. The building looks organic, like it's breathing or morphing in real time. Some find it beautiful, others say it's deeply unsettling, like the hotel has its own agenda. At night, when panels shift and lights move across the surface, it genuinely looks alive, and not in a comforting way. These 10 projects aren't just pushing boundaries, they're erasing them entirely. Dubai turned hospitality into experimental theater, and every hotel is a gamble on whether ambition can outrun consequences. Some of these will become legends, others might become warnings. But one thing's certain, the future doesn't wait for permission. And in Dubai, it doesn't slow down either.